Welcome back to a very short Sports First UFC edition. Today, we're not really going to be talking too much since, this card I was really just like in and out of most of the fights, so I just don't feel like I almost didn't want to make a podcast today or show or mini podcast. Just didn't, because like I just said, I was in and out of it. But I actually did catch a good amount of the early prelims, with the Maverick submission, the Cody submission. That fight it looked like, what's his name? Oh boy, man, I can't even pronounce. I'm not even going to go try to pronounce his name, but he looked like he was going to win it. But stuff turned around and Cody got the dub. The Kirk fight, Kirk just couldn't wrestle, and that was pretty much it for that fight. I don't remember so much of the AJ Fletcher. He was pretty. I mean, that fight was just like sloppy, as in somewhat the wrestling was all over the place. But I didn't catch that one so great, so not too much on that one. The fight that I really paid attention to, I guess, was the main event was I paid attention to a good amount too, and Alex Pereira, Bruno Silva. Um, Alex Pereira striking really good. Um, Obviously, I mean, he's a former kickboxing champion, ladies and gentlemen, so it's supposed to be that good. We're going to take a quick look at the numbers really quick. Let's see. 165 for 239. I figured it was big number since the amount of kicks. I mean, just the combinations and everything for him. Plus, Silva was almost knocked out like 2-3 different times, even though he wasn't taken out of there, showing that he's really tough. I mean, there was a couple times that actually Silva actually stung old boy Alex Pareja himself. So, but man, just the size difference when you saw in the ring, I'm like, man, this is not. Even though Alex Silva came in with was it a 7-fight win streak? I think it was a 7-fight win streak. Even though he came in with that, when walking down the ring and everything, didn't realize how like big Alex Pereira actually is. Looks like he could be a heavyweight or at least a light heavyweight. But yeah, that fight could have easily ended with a knockout, but it didn't. Drew Dober McKinney. This fight was pretty good. I mean, for how much or how long it wasn't that long at all. Terrence McKinney, a really good fighter. I mean, I guess has to just get a little bit more experience, and he's going to be he already looks like a contender. But at the same time, he should have easily. I feel like this fight was done. I mean, it looked like it was done. When McKinney actually dropped him. That's the other thing. McKinney actually dropped Drew Dober, but Drew Dober pretty much turned it around and got the dub. Ooh, I didn't really catch this one. Like I was like in and out of all the fights. This too, I was like in and out of a lot, so I won't even mention too much. Even though this one ended with TKO, two body shot and then pretty much got him to the ground. Sadiq Yusuf, just a technical fight. This one over here with Alex Pereira and Sadiq Yusuf. That's technical as in just Sadiq Yusuf just pretty much all around did everything, and he got himself a pretty good win. Sangyadong Moraes. They both just pretty much came in clashing, both throwing punches, and then just three-piece in a meal. Three-piece meal, as in Sun Yadong just pretty much landed a left, right, and then one to the jaw and knocked out Moraes. The main event, I wasn't too not impressed. I would say just wasn't. I mean, it's ThiagoSantos. One of his last fight was against Walker. Was one of the I'm not just main events, one of the worst fights I've personally seen in the UFC because it was just so Santos is just so cautious. He just doesn't want to scrap. It look like he didn't want to scrap as much. I mean, look at 81 for 160, ladies and gentlemen. That's nothing. But I was actually surprised that it was unanimous decision. I thought, oh boy, Santos had a couple of rounds, but that tells you that Santos got to switch his fighting style around if he wants to. I mean, he's ranked number 5, but I guess that's one reason that he can be cautious and all. But still, you're gonna end up dropping and dropping if you fight this. You would think this cautiously, or I guess you could say it's fighting smart. But we'll see what happens with ThiagoSantos. But Ankalaev got himself a pretty good win. Ankalaev didn't do too much wrestling. What, literally 2 for 1 or 1 for 2. Pretty much, I don't really got too much. I don't think Ankalaev really called anybody out. I just literally just watched a freaking post-fight interview, and I don't remember him calling anybody else out or anything. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hey, at least the co-main event was good. Was a good fight compared to the shitty main event. 2 bad main events, I would say, for Old Boy. I mean, actually, the majority of the fights were really good though. Alex Pereira Silva was good. Drew Dober McKinney was really good. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Sabotage.